Alright. I do believe that we are live here on RPG Limit Break. Is that not right, Autumn Out of Habit?
I have heard that we are live on the internet.
That's a dangerous thing to do. Anyway, hi RPG Limit Break. It's me, that annoying guy again. And with me is someone far less annoying. Isn't that right, Autumn?
Not so sure about that, but...
Yeah, we'll let the audience decide. Anyway, we've got yet another round of Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer Double Anti-Bingo tonight. And just to get the preamble out of the way, what is Double Anti-Bingo, you might be wondering, if somehow this is your first time wandering in here. Let me tell you, it is a bingo race. A bingo race being where you have to complete a number of objectives to make a line on the board, there on your right. The double part means you have to complete 2 lines. And the anti part means that your opponent picks one of those lines that you have to do. And in this case, both racers have forced their opponent to take bottom left to top right. So Autumn, what do you think of this selection?
Well, we've been talking about it a good bit, and I definitely think that there is some unpleasant stuff that you have to do here. I know a lot of the community aren't so big on having to take a thief and having to use that spot to actually grind them up to 25. We are forcing a dip into C and forcing some RNG. If Brack rolls at a high level, they could have to take that Black Mage pretty high up there. Also, with both of our runners picking the same row for the other, that tells us they both have to do one that they don't want to do.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Usually, if you're picking a row for your opponent, it's something you personally think is awful.
Yeah, the real question here is, what is the other row that we think people are going to go for?
Now, that is a good question. You pointed out before we started that row 5 has some good synergy with that diagonal. But let's see here. We're still waiting on Fryteeth to ready up, so we got a moment to think about this.
I feel like row 5, if you see the Fire Elemental skill, is a solid plan. Column 4 could also be pretty easy, just since you're already defeating Kraken anyway. Inspecting Sardos furniture isn't going to be that bad, you're already taking the thief to 25. And both of our runners are running a white mage, so they will have the ability to do that. Or we could see row 1, because you want to take your black belt to 40 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that also makes a case for column 1 at that point.
You know, that's what I was going to say before my mouth decided to autocorrect for me and change it from row to column, although I don't think either of those is so bad. Tier 2 is not as scary if you're taking a level 42 black belt in there.
Yeah. So, that being said, we've got options. The runners have options, and a lot of it's going to come down to sort of what this seed gives them. We do have vanilla tiles, and the runners have gotten started, so we should see them going in a minute. So, let's talk a little bit about Blursings, because the one nice thing about that center square is the White Mage did roll some resistances tonight. Specifically, White Mage does resist Ice, Poison, and Time. And it looks like if you picked Confuse Carry in order to try and trap your opponent, it would have gone poorly. That's a level 1 Confuse.
That honestly makes me think of taking column 5 right there, because the 5 HP restoring spells isn't bad, 3 bracelets. If you can get that Confuse off on carry and see a Fire Elemental, that is making that column pretty free since you have to take the hard square already.
Yeah, I think column 5 is a good, I don't know what imps... Oh, right. Swamp.
Yeah, we already have Fryteeth having taken out 3 party members with damage tiles, going for a very quick square there, and Pickles and Beer doing the same.
Yeah,
I think that's a heads-up play. Doing that is the first thing you do before you have any HP to really worry about.
Well, considering the black belt started with minus 30 HP, and the other two party members are mages, the thief actually did start with an extra 30 hit points off the bat and has fighter strength.
And Fryteeth showing off that this flag set has White Mage Harm, damages all enemies using that harm spell to take out the pirates. We're seeing Pickles and Beer going into Topher to fight Garland. We've got the bottle over Improvoca from Bicky.
Yep. So, that's... It's always tough when the first key item you pick up is a fetch quest, because on the one hand it's like, I've got all these free spots to check. But on the other hand, it's like, but fetch quest!
But one thing that'll help with that fetch quest is getting exit at level 2 on that White Mage.
Yeah, and that is a ruby, and I believe we saw the crystal out of the king, so... And I'm sure some of you are thinking...
Fetch quest for days.
Yeah, I'm sure some of you are thinking, whoa, that's a lemonade, that's not a ruby. And that's where you're wrong, because we have a fun percent flag in this randomizer that turns the Titan's favorite food into something a little less, rocky. Or more rocky.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, so let's see here. I don't believe we have seen
cheap houses today.
Vendor item, but yeah, cheap housing makes things nice. And black magic-wise, there's our bracket level 6. So...
And yeah, you get level 6, you hate to see it.
Yeah, that's right on the cusp of making that defeat the Kraken with Brack a bit of a crapshoot.
And we've got the key, which is not necessarily required, as we have Thief blockpicking at 24. We have to take the Thief to 25 anyway, but
yeah,
it's not much of an investment to get it from the sages.
Yeah, it's one of those things that makes life a little bit easier. And Fryteeth showing inspect all of Sardis' furniture, maybe thinking column 4?
Yeah,
or
and
row 1?
We like to talk about how the programming of this game works, but I think it's kind of suspect that it's saying there's nothing there. There's clearly a bed, some tables, some chairs.
No. It's one of those whatchamacallit. It's like an interactive fiction game. You check an object that doesn't matter, you get a little bit of flavor text that is just like, you can see nothing useful to do with this bed. It's just Adventure Game 101. So yeah, we do have a vanilla rod out of Sarda. Actually... Huh! I don't think we actually have anything to do on Lich's floor tonight.
We do not have anything to do on Lich's floor, so that is another bust right there. But we're going to get Fryteeth going in here to show us what that bottle is going to turn into.
Yeah.
And one more shot at seeing where that vendor item might be. We've got copper rings +3 up in Gaia for not a lot of money, so that'll give us some pretty cheap absorb. Yeah. Copper +3 is just 2 shy of a silver ring, so definitely a nice discount armor at a discount price.
Yeah, I think with that... Oh no, we still haven't seen the item shop in Elfland, and we haven't seen the item shop in Onrak. But we're gonna go see the item shop in Elfland, because that herb says, hey, you need to go to Elfland.
Yeah, I guess the cure for the prince's ailment is some seaweed today.
It's more lake algae.
Close enough.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
And so was that a dragon mail +5 or -5? I didn't catch it.
-5.
Oh, that is much less exciting. Oh, wait, we don't even have a fighter. What am I thinking about? That's just money.
The beautiful thing about equipment blursings is it doesn't affect the price of the equipment that is blursed. So the game doesn't care that dragon armor is trash, because it's still dragon armor.
Yeah, quick 15,000. That is quite nice to see at any time.
Yeah. Especially because we still don't know where the vendor item is and how much it's going to cost. So Fryteeth gonna go ahead and take out his Garland. Well, Pickles and Beer is... Yeah, right now we're kind of just having the runners run around in each other's footsteps doing these early checks. We should start to see some differentiation once they've both kind of seen where the seed is going. But
yeah, right now our runners have been trying to do everything they can to stay out of battle as much as possible. And just try to turn in all of their incentives. Especially, we don't have a lot that our runners need to do in a whole lot of dungeons. Finding the Oxyale is really the only to get into C is really the only dungeon that we're going to require today.
Now, oh, okay, so the cube is what we got out of Matoy. I missed that on Pickles' side earlier, but again, like you just said, we're not going to need that necessarily.
Unless we start our way down a ribbon hunt, it would be a gamble, but it's not completely out of the question to go at least check Mirage 3 on top of, or Mirage 1 and 2 and Sky 3 to see if you can find a ribbon if all you've got are some terrible fetch quests left.
Hey, Autumn. What are your thoughts on fetch quests?
You know, I'm not as opposed to fetch quests as I am to diving deep in some dungeons, depending on what kind of encounters we're gonna see.
Because we totally just got a slab from the Elf Prince, so we're gonna go talk to Dr. Oon. And since we don't have the walk to Lefane and talk to someone without translating the slab first tile in play, they can go ahead and do that whenever they feel like.
And then we also saw that the Titan was holding onto a chime. So we have the ability to go into Mirage and Sky.
And that is
a
31,000 gold Oxyale in Elfland.
Oh, and that is hard required here, because we do have to defeat Kraken with Brack today.
Yeah. So, let's see here. Actually, and with that chime from Titan, I believe every key item we actually require to complete the board has been located. Yeah.
It has, although our runners may want to keep chasing key items because we do have an incentivized ribbon, and they do need to sell that.
That is true, which is probably why both of them have gone into Marsh Cave. So...
yeah, definitely a quick dive into Marsh Cave. You know that it's in the vanilla location, getting potentially thrown off a little bit by Marsh 3 being flipped. But that's a quick in and out, especially both runners having the exit spell available to get right back out of there.
I didn't see what fire spell Pickles just saw, but that is a fire spell that has been checked off, and if Fryteeth doesn't see it, that might play into his decision-making on how to proceed with this board.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to say what you would see there, because even if you're going for something with that fire elemental, that's pretty much telling you to go into Volcano, and our runners might not want to go in there.
Well, it would normally tell us to go in Volcano, but we do have skill and script shuffle on, so...
I was saying more for the either confused carry or the... oh, that's 3 carry 2 floor chests.
Yeah.
I can read sometimes.
Although carry 1 floor chests would also be mean, because those are linked chests.
Exactly, that's why I thought it was there. I'm glad this isn't my bingo card, because I would have really confused some people. What are you doing on carry 1's floor checking chests?
To answer the question, chat, where was Slab? That was on the Elf Prince.
And Fryteeth also picking up that chime, and we'll see if anyone decides to use that chime, as Mirage and Sky do have a combined, I believe it's 51 chests, so about a quarter of the chests in the game. If you're looking for gear, that is absolutely a good way to do it, and take some levels along the way so that your static grind is a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, the other advantage is we do have that Grand Tour of Mirage 1 on row 1. So that could be, like, that chime early on where you're not having to dig around for it could push one of these runners to take that row 1 pick. We'll see. It's gonna, like, we'll probably get an inkling of what they're thinking when one of them goes to Ice Cave.
Yeah, and we have a question in chat asking where the ship was, and I'll be honest, I did not see that.
Marsh. It was in the Marsh chest.
That's just the part of me that wants to ignore that Marsh Cave exists. I guess I tune it out even when I'm doing commentary.
Everyone does. So, let's see here. Cardia...
We picked up a power stick in Cardia in the incentive location chest. Not incentivized today, I believe.
Yeah, it's not. And Cardia kinda... like, normally you get something out of that particular Cardia hole, and that was a whole lot of nothing. I think we maybe broke 10k gold?
Yeah, but...
Power stick gives you a little more money.
Yeah, but I might also keep that and run that into the end game, especially if you find a good sword and go for a ninja. Being able to saber up the ninja, not a bad play.
That's the power gauntlet.
I thought the power stick did the same thing.
No. The power stick just hits kinda hard.
Oh.
Question in chat from Arnlore. We'll jump back to that in a moment, Autumn. Is the defeat Kraken with Brack a Kraken 1 or Kraken 2? Yeah, you can pick either Kraken for it. You want to do Kraken 1 though. Kraken 2, a lot harder to Brack. But
yeah, although with extra accessible, that's a gamble you could go for, but then you have to hit that, and we have a ribbon up in Lefane, so that's going to be able to be sold. And with that, we do have everything we need for our runners to finish the seed, so this is going to be a quick one here today.
But yeah.
Topher permitting.
Yeah, but yeah, jumping back to what you were asking. Yeah, no, it's the power gauntlet that casts Saber. The power stick is basically just the best non-Masa weapon for a black belt that isn't their fists.
And we've got a Flame Sword +2 over in Dwarves, so nice pickup until we can find another weapon, assuming that that thief might need to swing a sword at something before it eats dirt.
Yeah. So, to kind of address the continued conversation in chat real quick, the only problem with defeating Kraken with Brack is Brack is currently level 6 in this seed. So while we have Brack, we're gonna only have a few shots of it, and it only has like a 22% chance of landing on Kraken 1. So it is by no means guaranteed you're going to be bracking the Kraken on the first attempt.
Yeah, I find that you only brack the Kraken on the first attempt when you don't want to. And there is Fryteeth, the first of our runners to pick up the Oxyale.
So, Fryteeth, with the key in Oxyale, is going to be able to complete his forced row. You know, once he finds a bunch of wolves, goes and opens most of the chests in Sea Shrine, actually levels a thief. Manages
And
to land
speaking of
Brack
wolves, I think
Kraken.
he may be hunting them right now. That spider's not going to do it. I know that Fryteeth had taken up some wolves over by Temple of Fiends earlier in the seed, so if the encounter table near Elfland doesn't want to help out, there are definitely other options.
And I mean, if you do decide to go for that row 1, you can opt for just grinding out your wolves on the Frostwolf tile, assuming the Frostwolves don't have anything too nasty.
And Fryteeth finding a 6-pack of wolves, so 5 Gar wolves and 1 regular wolf. That is going to put him up to, I know, at least 11 from what we've seen earlier.
And Fryteeth also showing off a side effect of the harm can hit anything when cast by a white mage. That includes the harm that comes out of the light axe.
Yeah, as long as it's a white mage casting it, the game does not care how it's getting cast. And to answer a question in chat about what the fairy does, the fairy just hangs out in a bottle, and when you release it, it will give you an item from the bottom of a lake.
Yeah, in vanilla it is the Oxyale, as Chad is explaining. So, yeah, there's this whole quest that you have to go on to get the fairy, to get the Oxyale, to get in the Sea Shrine. It's a thing. Fortunately, there is at least a pirate who's like, haha, I sold the fairy to a traveling merchant. In spite of the fact that I'm a pirate in a mountain town and he's a merchant in a desert on another continent.
I mean, yeah, I've got nothing for how he got over there.
I mean, it's just one of those intricacies of Final Fantasy I, along with how you take an airship that's been buried in the desert for hundreds of years and it's immediately capable of flight.
Final Fantasy I makes a lot more sense when you just don't think much about any of it. Oh, and Zombie D's over in Cardia in the Hall of Dragons, rather, throwing out crack at Pickles and Beer. It looks like Pickles and Beer is opting to go for the Hall of Dragons grind, getting a 4 red D tile.
Yeah. Now, we've seen that increasingly as this tournament has gone on, when people have that you must promote but after level 25 tile. And actually, yeah, I guess I did forget that that's one key item we don't have yet. We don't have the tail. Which isn't too big a deal, because both players brought black belts. Yeah, although they've had a hard time keeping those black belts alive. You're saying?
Yeah, I can't imagine that our runners are really looking for the tail today. Just with the fact that, like you said, they are running a black belt. And they already have Brack, so it was Black Mage learnable. Pickles and Fryteeth, rather, has finished up the defeat for wolves, and Pickles and Beer cleared up a status ailment in battle, so getting one closer.
Yeah. At this point, Pickles and Beer, like, they gotta go. He's thinking column 4, and I think Fryteeth is the same thing.
These dragons are not nice today, though. We've got Blizzard on the green Ds, we've got Brack on the white Ds, we've got Stun coming out from the green Ds.
Yeah, but Stun is a status ailment. And I believe...
That is true. But that is just not conducive to a grind, and Fryteeth, it looks like, coming to the same conclusion, going into Ice Cave. And I think we're about to see a bunch of eyes here.
Do we have the improved spells on today? Yeah, we do. So, that stun is curable in several ways, so... I'll be surprised if Fryteeth doesn't go for it. But in the meantime... Yeah, it looks like Pickles and Beer is going to be trying to grind on these Gasties. Unfriendliness aside. But Fryteeth, going for the chests and ice, I think. Or the eye grind. Could be either or. Have we seen Warp?
I have not seen Warp anywhere. Yeah, so we're probably looking at 5 or 7 for Warp. And
So-
Fryteeth answering the question, it looks like he is not interested in those chests. He just wants to go fight some eyes.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Because presumably what he's going to... Well...
And Pickles and Beer now also abandoning the Hall of Dragons after having another unpleasant battle with the Gasties.
Yeah. It's just tricky with this grind, because you've got 3 characters you're getting up into the mid-20s, at least. Because you've got to get that Thief to 25, you gotta get that Black Mage pretty high level to even get a couple of chances at Brack on the Kraken. And obviously that Black Belt needs to get some levels. And, okay, yeah, Fryteeth is definitely thinking use the Eye to get the Thief up to 25. That immediate reset after losing the Thief tells me everything.
Absolutely. Have to imagine that the Thief is going to go to 25, eat some dirt, and then the Black Belt is going to go to 41.
Yeah. The real question is, how high are you going to take that Black Mage? Because every charge you get on Brack makes your life slightly easier when it comes to defeating Kraken with the Brack. So, question from Shadow Mr. T, how's the seed been? I'd say it's been fairly friendly so far, Autumn. Dragons are horrible, but, otherwise...
Not much aside from the dragons being horrible. And speaking of dragons, we've got a Frosty on screen. And let's see if the Undead Party Pack on the trap tile in ice is going to make us eat our words.
Fryteeth's going to be happy to see them at least, because it looks like they've got a turn 1 fire spell on some of them.
Yep, turn 1 fire spell, so Fryteeth has also seen that.
Yep, hopefully he remembers that tile... Yep, there we go. Lighten up that tile, so...
Yeah, and that's definitely the square that, if you are going for that, that's the square that you're afraid of, because there aren't too many things that will actually qualify for that in the game.
Yeah, let's see, there's... Well, there's the 3 fire spells, then there's Heat, Scorch, Blaze, Inferno, and Cremate. The tooltip on the Bingo website also informs us that nuke and nuclear are non-elemental and do not count, no matter how much science you try to bring to the argument.
And now the question of the day. What are the eyes going to throw at our runners? Not a lot of HP, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing with Eye, is usually if it's going to be rude, it needs to be rude in, like, the first 2 turns. Because it ain't gonna be long before it doesn't get more than those.
Yeah, going down to just 1 fire 2, that was 112 damage, so... That also is going to help our melees with their part of the grind in that it won't take them as long to be able to punch it down.
Okay, Rubes is in chat, telling me that Nintendo Power said that nuke is fire. And I repeat what I always say, the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide for Final Fantasy I says X is not a good justification for anything, not even breathing.
Actually, I think it makes sense though. They didn't say that nuke is fire elemental, they just said that spell is fire because that is what our runners always want to see in their low-level magic shops.
Yeah, but they wrote that before the fire emoji existed, so...
You know, maybe 80s Nintendo was just forward-thinking? No, I can't even go there.
Say, I know that you know better, Autumn.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm going to say better.
Fair enough.
And running out of spell charges of anything useful on the Black Mage, so the Black Mage is resorting to just holding up a ring to show this eye.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and all those who lie betwixt, between, and beyond, we are officially sitting here watching the runners beat up a beholder. Oh wait, did I say what was that?
You did say beholder.
I meant to say, a legally distinct monster that is definitely not the property of TSR Games. Or
It
any
looks
of
like-
its subsidiaries or successor corporations.
Amusing that chat is asking us to start talking about food, because in one of my Dungeons & Dragons campaigns, we actually called Beholders meatballs.
And I'm sure that the narcissistic, egotistical, mentally chaotic eyeballs loved that. Anyway, let's see here, though. So, Pickles and Beer has a dead thief. I'm not sure what he plans to do about that dead thief and getting him to 25, but I'm sure it's a cunning plan that probably involves the black belt punching things.
That does sound likely. Might be hoping to just take a walking grind through C and get most of the way there?
That's entirely possible. The only issue is, like, this is the best time to do it, just because, like, you're planning to kill your entire party anyway, so you can afford to just have 3 characters up.
Yeah, meanwhile, Fryteeth having better luck and only having the white mage eat dirt. It's just a tough decision here because you can get the black belt online, and it takes a bit of time to take out or go outside, get the thief back up, and come back in here, so probably makes sense to just take the levels on the black belt while you're here and hope the other levels work themselves.
Yeah, that is very true. Meanwhile, the chat has decided to offer an I fact. Ben Franklin invented bifocals. A Ben Franklin fact, that he proposed our national bird should be a turkey instead of an eagle. And a turkey fact, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. I got nothing. I don't know what you're waiting for me to do here.
I also have got nothing. This is one of the few times in my life I've actually been rendered speechless. So, props to Rube000 for accomplishing that, finding a way to make me stop talking.
We'll fix that soon enough. Alright, so... Pickles and Beer has lost his white mage and is now down to just trying to get as many... No, he's getting the black mage killed. Not sure what level he got the black mage up to.
I know I saw 20s up there.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he at least has a couple of charges of level 6 magic at this point. But as Shumbabi, who is in chat and provides the Constantinople fact that the city of Constantinople stood through World War I, can tell you, you don't always want to bet on getting Kraken in 1 or 2 bracks.
Yeah, and it looks like Pickles and Beer also taking out the black mage at, I want to say, level 19.
Yeah. Fryteeth barely keeping that thief up. I think I saw it's already at level 23 or so, so probably gonna try and get this thief all the way to 25 and then let nature run its course.
And only needing 2 levels, it's one of those cases where if the thief does go down before you get there, you'll probably get those levels on the way. But you don't want to have to. And getting a random mages encounter.
Yeah.
Gonna punch those down as well?
Yeah, that's good eating right there.
You know, I'm not sure I want to eat the mages. I think I'll stick to the meatballs.
Look. In a dungeon environment, you do what you have to do in order to survive.
And something in this undead party pack has death touch. If I saw that correctly.
Well, rip that thief.
And it looks like those had to have been back-to-back encounters on the table. Fortunately, having that light axe on the black belt to take care of the undead here.
Unfortunately... Oh! Oh, you hate to see that.
Hurts. That hurts so much to see.
This is the danger of the eye grind!
It always feels bad when it's not the eye that does you in, too.
I don't think he slipped. I think I think Autumn's right. I think that was just the off-tile encounter, but... I mean, here's the thing, is, like, knowing that the undead can do that, it won't be a problem maxing out your black belt, but, we now know that Pickles and Beer, could have some difficulties.
Yeah, just depending on how far he gets that black belt up in levels before he runs into that again. And I have lost track of what level he's up to because...
Beer should be about 31, 32? Yep, 32. I don't know what happened to Fryteeth, but he has decided, you know what?
Looks like he's gonna take the Agamas. It just looks like from the read that I'm getting that the undead party pack was just being very rude to him.
Yeah. Now, Pickles and Beer lucked out, though, and is going to be able to just punch eyes for a while.
Now, the real question is, do you think that this means that we'll be seeing Column 5 out of Fryteeth here? And then seeing if he can get lucky with Brack on Kraken too. The only reason I would think that is just losing that much time when you know that everything you need to finish the seed has already been found. Might be at a point where he wants to take some gambles.
I could see it, but here's the problem. One way or another, he has to take a grind. And that's the time-consuming part of the situation he's in. If he could find a way to like, just gear up that thief and go, maybe, but the fact that no matter what, he's got to get 2 characters up into the mid-20s.
Yeah, and he is not checking a lot of boxes on the way through Volcano, so it doesn't look like he's trying to do ninja strats here.
Yeah, no, he's gonna go for the Agama grind. Like, he may opt for, you know, playing a little bit risky, maybe stopping off at level 35, 36, something where you might see 42 by endgame, and still have enough M defense on that black belt to shrug off most of the bad stuff. But, otherwise, that's really about the only way he's gonna save time, while still doing the things he's got to do.
Yeah, meanwhile, Pickles and Beer getting that black belt up to 40, now 41, the punch cannon is fully online.
And apparently we saw something out of Agama that, oh, it's got a stun move of some kind.
Because of course it does.
But Fryteeth, gonna keep going at this as long as he can, looks like. Gonna go ahead and sacrifice the white mage and,
yeah, not healing the black belt either.
Maybe a situation where he's trying to conserve his healing as long as he can? And these Agama do not look particularly friendly.
Yeah,
terms of
especially when the
HP.
best thing the Black Mage can throw at them is fire too, and that's not going to get you very far. Resetting
Yeah.
out of there after the Black Belt goes down.
Yeah, Pickles and Beer, meanwhile, past level 40, probably took that to 42, and is on his way out. Question chat, what blessing does the Black Belt have tonight?
The Black Belt has +5 to luck, +15 to strength, and -30 HP.
Yeah, so, that's strength. Useless. I do love when the Black Belt rolls plus strength or fighter strength or something like that, and it's just like, wow, that's a whole lot of none. Because the Black Belt's, punches don't actually use strength to determine their damage.
Yeah, with Black Belts, you barely even have to worry about that. All you worry about is, and chat is correct, that it's level 42. I'm not sure why I was stuck on 41. And you just know you take the Black Belt to 41 and you punch everything. What more is there?
If there's, if people in chat are hearing something staticky, that isn't on our end. Autumn's coming through clear for me. Autumn, am I crackling for you any?
Very slightly, but not a whole lot of that.
Alright, well, I'll try turning off my fan and see if that helps, but I can't imagine it's causing that much trouble.
Yeah, it's possible something is just going through on the restream end as well.
Well, we'll see what we can do on our side to help, but,
yeah, because chat is decidedly hearing the crackling from both of us.
Alright, so Fryteeth, after making the attempt on the Agamas, is back at the eye grind, because it's just sort of, well, if I'm going to die horrifically, I might as well die horrifically somewhere that I have a chance.
Yeah, and at least die horrifically against the thing that has far fewer hit points.
On the bright side, at least this time Fryteeth has the right party member dead.
Yeah, and it looks like Pickles and Beer going for a Hall of Dragons grind to get those last couple levels on the Black Mage and the Thief.
Yeah, I definitely like the Hall of Dragons play when you're needing to level more than one character. It's not efficient for the solo grind, but when you have multiple damage sources being able to throw things out, it puts out enough damage, or enough XP to be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely, and with your Black Belt already in the 40s, you don't really have to worry about all of the nasty stuff these dragons are throwing, because just pick the party members back up if they go down.
Alright, it seems like things have been fixed on our restreamer side, so I'm turning my fan back on because it is 68 here right now. And that is too warm for my tastes.
I can definitely understand that. I actually had to turn my fan on during this race. And also, while we are at it, just want to give a shout out to MathGirl for doing our restream, as well as our tracker Adalas here. Definitely go ahead and give those two a follow in addition to these runners. These are two great runners that we have. And then another thing that I will bring up while we are just watching our runners try to gain some levels here. If somebody wants to look forward for something to watch after this race, at 10 p.m. Eastern, or after this race if this goes long, but that would be surprising, we actually have an Archipelago exhibition with FFR and Time Spinner. So that will be right on this very channel at 10 p.m. Eastern. Definitely one to check out. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Time Spinner Randomizer, and then obviously if you're watching this, you probably have at least a casual interest in FFR.
No, it's one of those things. I haven't really sat down to watch anything with Time Spinner yet, but like what little bit I have seen makes it look real interesting. So
I've played through Vanilla, and it's one of my favorite games. I haven't had a chance to dive into the rando yet because there is always something to grind for in this community.
Alright. So Fryteeth looks to be in a much more stable position now in terms of getting those levels. Pickles is still working on getting these last few levels. So, right now, it does look, I think, like Pickles has the advantage. He's already finished his grind for his black belt, and he's most of the way to finishing his grind for his thief and his black mage.
Yeah, the only real equalizer here is the RNG at throwing Brack at Kraken.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, it's one of those things. Pickles might look like he has the advantage, but all it takes is Kraken 1 saying, did you know that 22% chance is, independent? So every time you try to cast Brack, there's an 80% chance of failure.
Sounds far less optimistic when you put it that way.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm trying to keep this exciting. Like...
And it looks like Fryteeth with the Thief up to 21 at this point. And doesn't look interested in healing the Thief, so that Thief probably isn't going to make it to 25 before this grind is over.
No, Math Girl, that's what I'm saying, is... Yeah, no, like, every time you roll that Brack, it is an independent roll, regardless of all of your previous attempts. So, while, yes, it's a 1 in 5 chance that you'll or a 1 in 5 to 1 in 4 chance that you'll Brack Kraken, you can roll that a lot of times and not get it, just because the odds say, just because the game decides you don't.
And it looks like Pickles and Beer feeling a bit cautious here, because he is definitely taking those other party members for a ride to get those levels up.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
that thief is still a thief that's getting fighter strength gains. Even with just, like, a thief sword that rolled well, you're gonna hit hard.
And there is 25 on the Thief. And I think I saw 24 on Fryteeth's Thief.
Yeah. So.
And there's 25 for both of our runners, getting there in very different ways.
Yeah. So right now, Pickles and Beer knows he has an advantage. If he's seen that take 1 thief to 25 tile light up, but not the hit level 40, he can deduce that either Fryteeth didn't take a black belt, or had issues grinding the black belt.
Yeah, definitely a good question on which one that would sound like. And Pickles and Beer going to take a trip over to the waterfall.
Yeah, not sure.
Maybe looking for a ribbon to be able to take, or the incentive Masa to put on the Thief?
He's got the Oxyale. Yeah, you're right. He may be looking for Masa for the thief.
I don't think it's a terrible play, especially like you said, he probably has the feeling that he has the advantage, just seeing where when those squares lit up for Fryteeth. So may just be looking for a little bit of safety here. And we will see if this play pays off. What does the robot have for us? If these packs of mummies will ever let us get there. And Fryteeth, on the way out of ice, only 26 on that black belt.
But yeah, so
The real question is
I
how
was
low of a
looking away
level.
from. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering how low of a level is Fryteeth going to try to finish with here on that black belt?
I was looking away for a moment. What level did he get it up to?
The last I saw was 26, and that was while he was already below the eye floor. Now picking up Brack on the Black Mage. And Adamant in the waterfall. And a Banesword.
Does absolutely nothing for us. But at the very least, that lets him get a little more levels on this party.
Yeah, and that may be the other rationale for making that detour as well. Hoping that you find some good gear there. Although, he does still have quite a few chests to pick up in C as well, having to do everything on the TFC floor as well as the Mermaid floor.
So, Pickles and Beer, making the faithful dive into Sea Shrine the only themed dungeon we have to see today.
And unless something goes very off script, the only one we will see today.
Yeah. Rubes in chat asking if we have seen the incentive ribbon yet. And,
we have seen that.
That was in Lefane.
That's right, that was at Lefane. We saw that a while ago, and it is still in both runners' possession, going to want to hold on to that as long as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And Pickles and Beer going to take out Kraken before getting the chest. I like the play since you don't know how many times you're going to have to dive that. So get that out of the way before you just do the busy work.
Yeah, Pickles and Beer has a little less of an imperative to hang on to that ribbon as late as possible. If he can put a pro ring on that white mage, with its natural immunities, the white mage resists half the will be resisting half the spells in the game, including pretty much all of the dangerous elements.
Yeah, taking just a couple of greed checks, or actually I think just the one greed check on the way to Kraken.
Yeah, Sharknado's basically free.
Yeah, and especially whenever you still need plenty of defensive stuff. I like the play to check that.
Yeah.
And we also have Fryteeth now making his way into C, so much lower levels, but could have a chance to catch up here. Especially if C and Topher play nicely today.
Yeah, so returning to the earlier conversation we were having, what you were saying about things that Fryteeth could do to save time, that is something I don't think either of us considered. Just saying, you know what? I don't need a level 42 black belt. I just need a black belt that can hit hard enough.
Yeah, the one thing that would give me pause with that is I don't think we've seen fast either.
Well, if we have seen fast, Pickles hasn't bought it yet.
And there is a Brack missing on Kraken. Kraken throwing out some damage poison.
Was that poison? I'll show you how.
And another Brack swings and a miss, Kraken throwing Blizzard, so...
Sorry, I'm just enjoying that apparently Kraken, the Slayer of White Mages, only has skills that the White Mage resists. It's beautiful.
Kraken 2 may want to have a word with us. That might be you giving a commentator's curse right there. Kraken throwing out some ink because I guess it just wanted to waste time. And yet another ineffective.
That exhausts... So
was that a Vorpal +2 that I saw on fryteeth's screen?
That was a Vorpal -2, I think.
That's closer than I was confident in. And Pickles and Beer now also going for the mermaid side.
A little behind-the-scenes info for anyone who hasn't done a commentary stint for FFR. While the Discord restream we use to watch these races is generally pretty awesome, shoutouts to Lord Fizzleby for figuring all this crap out, it does tend to make it a little hard to read the plus and minuses on the weapons from time to time.
The fact that I just got a quick glance of it really didn't help my case either.
Yeah, so in case you're wondering why sometimes we are very confused over whether that's a plus or a minus when it's clear as day on stream, that's the reason. But jumping back into this, I think that Vorpal -2 is the only interesting thing we've seen so far. That's fine, Math Girl, you do not need to worry about improving it. Just because when you've improved it in the past, it has wound up grinding everything to a halt on my end. Nah, it's just the nature of the beast. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so...
Worst part about the Vorpal, too, is that you're seeing that and you don't have a tail, so you don't actually have a way to use it.
Oh, good, we have reversed Mermaid's floor, so,
That's cursed.
Everyone gets confused.
I think reversed floors might be my favorite, or least favorite flag, rather, that I have played with.
Because you haven't done the Sky 4 maze yet.
That's true, but just changing up the orientation of any game tends to really throw me off. To go, we've got a Zeus bonk. I didn't see if that was plus or -5.
It was -5. I don't even think anyone can wear it anyway. Except a ninja. In this party. Or these parties. But hey, free lit 2s.
And then everything except for the room across the walkway here is picked up, so fryteeth gonna see if there is anything at all in this mermaid floor worth picking up. And that is a no. But that also is one more square marked off the bingo board.
That just adds insult to injury. So...
But thinking about Sky 4 Maze, I still think I would dislike this more, because at least Sky 4 Maze isn't going to throw me off once I get off that floor.
Ah, but see, the trick is getting off the floor.
I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. And by that I mean when I get through the maze to get up there.
I was going to say, you can't cross the bridge until you beat the maze. Try to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize I was making a pun until I was halfway through the sentence, so...
Don't worry, I did. And I'm proud of you, Autumn.
I'm just so good at puns that I don't have to intend them to have them come out, especially if you give me a microphone and a Twitch audience. That's just how it's gonna go.
So, I'm just looking at this board right now from Pickle's perspective. He doesn't know that Fryteeth lost of grind. All he knows is that Fryteeth is slightly ahead of him on bingo completion and also in Sea Shrine.
Yeah, and if I'm Pickles and Beer at this point, I probably think that Fryteeth is just going with the Thief carry.
It's not the
It has a
only
fighter
reason.
strength progression and plus HP, so I mean that's definitely a play you could make and be saying, I don't want to have to grind to 40.
Yeah, the only reason I can see Pickles not assuming that is because Fryteeth didn't light that square up until after him. Which is not what you'd expect if you're using a thief carry. So, really, what's going to be interesting is, for both of these runners, is when that first defeat Kraken with Brack lights up. Because on Pickle's side, if Fryteeth lights that up first, and they're going to be getting into Kraken at almost the same time. So if either one of them gets that lucky dice roll on this run-through, and the other one does it, that's going to make this a lot more dependent on...
And Brack the Kraken. Right after Kraken making up for what you said earlier and punching down the White Mage. And we have another Kraken Brack.
Alright, so this is the best case scenario for both of these runners, and also the worst case scenario for both of these runners, because they now know they are neck and neck. Because Pickle still needs to kill some wolves. He's not going to have trouble finding wolves to kill.
Yeah, I imagine if I'm Pickles, I probably just look for the wolves right outside of Topher. Looks like we're going to get an Adamant turn in, hoping for a Masa or something. We've got a Masa.
Ah, we got some TNT too. But he's probably... He's just turning that in out of habit. But he's here for the treasury if I... Nope!
Who would do anything out of habit? I certainly wouldn't.
I mean, I don't know. I always assumed that you, like, sprung out of habit.
Played.
Oh, is he looking for the tail?
He might be.
Which I think means Astos had the canal, which means our tail is in ordeals again. Can we get a dev to confirm that, like, the randomizer isn't accidental? He's going to ordeals. Why is he going to ordeals? He's got
That's a
a
great
level...
question. I don't
42.
have an answer for you. Yeah, because he already has one bingo, and it's not the required one.
Yeah.
Unless, did he forget which one is required, and he's just looking at it like a double bingo?
Couldn't be, because I mean, you've got the little light on the bingo site that tells you what your forced row is. No, he's going for the tail. He checked Astos, saw it was canal, and he's here for the tail. He wants to power up his thief.
Yeah, maybe he wants to make use of what originally would have been the Vorpal, but now the Masa that he picked up, and just have a little more security if Topher
But he doesn't need to class change if he wants the Masa.
That's true. I'm a bit out of luck here.
I mean, it works out for him because Fryteeth is currently grinding Hall of Dragons to get that black belt up to a reasonable level, but...
So Rube's pointing out there may be a promotion locked fast.
That would do it. That would do it.
Yeah, and to answer Math Girl's question in chat, class change gives the characters access to more gear. The mages have access to other spells, as well as generally improving most classes' stat progressions, except the Black Belt is the weird case because the Black Belt gains more MDef as a Black Belt than it does as a Master.
Is that a ribbon? That's a second ribbon.
That is a second ribbon. That made this worth it.
Huge.
I think that's even more important than getting access too fast.
Okay, I have no idea why we came to ordeals now. Because that was the canal.
We were hoping for the tail. Just because we were hoping for it doesn't mean we were going to find it.
Okay, but he checked Astos, noped out of Astos, where Astos, I believe, still announces what you're going to get before you kill him. And then came here.
And
Like,
Astos
I'm not crazy,
didn't-
right, chat?
Now, to correct what Wout just asked, Wout is asking if he's crazy for that specific assertion, because we know Wout's crazy.
Okay. Also, to just make one slight modification, to what you were saying, it actually doesn't change any class's stat progression aside from the black belt to class change.
Really?
Yeah, that's what makes the black belt extra weird. It's the only class, like, there are flags that will change, progression.
I mean, I always say that nobody shows up to my commentary to hear someone know what they're talking about, but that's a new one for me.
Alright, Pickle's confirming that the black mage that fast is level 8. He did sell the ribbon, though, but... I think Pickles might have just had a brain fart.
It's easy to do.
Yeah. Alright, so he is now wolf hunting outside a Temple of Fiends. Fryteeth is, punching dragons still. Hits level 35.
Have
I
to see just
feel-
how far he wants to take it.
He's gonna take it to 42. If he weren't gonna take it to 42, he would have stopped already.
Oh, and Crack comes out from the zombie Ds, and the black belt goes down.
Eh, at least Hall of Dragons is an easy situation to fix, so... Alright, Pickles and Beer cannot find wolves. He is checking a different encounter zone.
The good thing about the game is that you can find wolves in so many encounter zones. The bad thing about it is, you can find wolves in so many encounter zones.
Rube's pointing out that there are also wolf encounters inside Temple of Fiends, but... I can see why Pickles is favoring just save scumming on the overworld. But this is... Oh, he's going into Marsh Cave to hunt for wolves. Yeah. This is the reason why, if I'm not crazy, I think Fryteeth, No, he didn't take any of the, Frost Wolf chests, but if you do have that wolf tile, probably the easiest way to do it is just to grind on the Frost Wolves in Ice Cave if you're going into Ice Cave anyway. At least in this flag set. But yeah, just for folks who might be watching this and aren't familiar with the inner workings of Final Fantasy I, when we're talking about encounter zones in the overworld, basically the way that the map works in Final Fantasy I, the world map is basically divided into I believe it's 64 cells of dimensions that I cannot remember at this moment in time. Each of which has a unique encounter table. So because the flag set we're using shuffles where encounters fall in the encounter table, you can use the, you can basically change locations in the overworld, and get a different set of encounters, even though they are technically the same set of encounters. Yeah, that's the thing, Rubes. I can't remember if it's 32 by 32 or 16 by 16. 16 by 16 feels like it's more right, but I don't want anyone to quote me on that. But anyway...
Yeah, I don't remember. We have Fryteeth on the way into Topher.
Yeah.
I didn't see what level he stopped his grind at. I want to say it was high 40s. He sold his ribbon, so both of our runners have their 2 bingos now, and this is anybody's race.
Yeah, Pickles and Beer right behind him heading in, so this is gonna be interesting, because yeah, I want to say fryteeth, based on when he hit 35 and when he stopped his grind, I'd guess maybe 38 or 39, banking on, especially because he's taking this fight, banking on getting 42 here in Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, the real question is, how many fights do we think he's going to take? Because, well, it looks like we've also got Pickles and Beer taking fight against the Metal Slimes here. I didn't catch if those were unrunnable.
Well, we're not gonna know right now. Yeah, so I think I would guess that fryteeth is maybe 38 or 39 on that black belt, and is looking to pick up the last couple of levels, killing things here.
Yeah, we've got unrunnable Mage and Fighter.
And the Phantom deletes the White Mage. So...
And Pickles and Beer going to keep going without that White Mage.
Yeah, I think life was at an inconvenient level anyway.
And we've got the Frostwolves, so could have just hoped for the encounter here on the way, since I believe we've seen him take out all 3 other types. That is something I will file away for future bingos.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like... Because, like, the floor you see them on is this floor, and it's not a very long floor. But we do at least get another chance to see if these metal slimes are unrunnable. But fryteeth is going to be the first runner onto Earth floor. And these Gurmedusas...
The metal slimes are unrunnable, which makes sense. I couldn't see why Pickles and Beer would be taking fights at level 47 otherwise.
Yeah. So, alright, yeah, I think I just saw...
I think that was 38 on the black belt for...
Yeah, I saw an 8 on the black belt, and that was not enough time to get to 48 from 35, so...
And I saw the 3, so between the two of us, we saw the whole number.
Yep, alright, so here's the thing. Pickles and Beer has the better black belt, but fryteeth has the better party. But Pickles and Beer does have a ribbon where fryteeth doesn't.
And fryteeth making it over our speed bump.
Yeah, but Pickles and Beer, I don't know if he didn't, if fryteeth power cycled and Pickles didn't, or if Pickles power cycled and fryteeth didn't, but they're on completely different encounter tables.
Yeah, my inclination is to say that it was probably fryteeth who did the power cycle, just the way that Pickles and Beer was running in.
Yeah. Shumbabi also pointing out that Pickles only has to do 3 inputs per encounter, where fryteeth is still doing all 4, but it's... this is gonna be real close, because here's the thing. If Carry 2 deletes these other 2 characters, fryteeth has the healing advantage at this point.
Yeah, the unrunnable Agama 4-pack, which gets the black belt up to 40 for fryteeth.
Carry has fast, and doesn't die in that first punch. You better get turn order here. Or Carry is just going to throw out a lit 2 and make this irrelevant.
Yeah, Carry showing nuclear to fryteeth, so now neither runner having a white mage.
Yeah, I still feel like fryteeth has a slight healing advantage, just because you had that white mage longer to eat hits.
Yeah, I think a lot of this at this point is coming down to being at different points in the encounter table. Especially if someone finds a bad unrunnable and the other runner doesn't, this is anybody's race.
Yeah, I mean, Kraken 2 might just decide one of them gets to win and the other doesn't. But, yeah, fryteeth going straight in, that thief is basically there to eat 1 punch.
Yeah. I mean, how's Kraken 2 gonna know what to do? There's no white mage to knock down.
So
and
anyway...
Crack comes out.
First turn, Crack! That's great!
Kraken living up to its name. But Kraken 2 also down on Fryteeth's end.
Pickles' side. So Pickles lucks out, doesn't see that turn 1 crack. So Fryteeth... Oh... Fryteeth going to go ahead and try to get this 42, giving Pickles the chance to pull ahead at Tia 2.
Yeah, we see Damage Poison come out, Squint, Frost. Nothing too terrible here. And Tia 2, of course, could also... Nope, Tia 2 can't do anything, not with 10 hits for 2,050 damage.
Yep. And here's a pack of worms to cause Pickles some minor inconvenience. So he should have enough heal potions to get that black patched up.
7 hits for, I think, 241, 6 for 347, so definitely not hitting as hard without that fast. Tornado coming out?
Yeah, even if Fryteeth had the levels...
Oh! Fire 2 taking Fryteeth down without...
Yeah, this is... I didn't see what just happened to Pickles' other party members, but he is going solo black belt into chaos.
You have to imagine that the worms just threw something out.
476. We got a dodgy chaos.
And 271 coming out of Chaos on the black belt. 4 hits, 632. That's a little better. Chaos wasting some time with a Lit 2. 3 hits for 396. Lit 3 comes out. Not doing much more. 285.
Ooh, that's a miss!
And the black belt down, this could be one punch away, but 1285 is enough to do it on 7 hits, and Pickles and Beer taking this race.
Yeah,
with
and go ahead.
I don't have it up, so...
Alright, with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 6 seconds. I see those GGs already out in chat. And we'll get him in here momentarily, I'm sure.
And just once again, I will encourage everyone to go give these 2 runners a follow. They have put on quite a show, and Fryteeth definitely made this a much closer race than it was looking like during the grind phase, so
yeah.
Definitely always a chance for FFR to just be the equalizer with what you see.
Yeah, Pickles and Beer going to grab some water. And I was going to say earlier, and this bears reiterating, that's what I like about Final Fantasy I Randomizer over a lot of other games, honestly, is it ain't over until it's over.
Lich 2 has a nuke. And the White Mage goes down again because apparently we can't have White Mages in Topher today.
Mm-hmm. And Fryteeth deciding that he doesn't feel like dealing with this crap anymore, and has opted to go ahead and forfeit from the race. But get those GGs out there anyway, because I do not blame Fryteeth.
Neither do I. I would also have forfeit on that.
Fryteeth has opted, understandably, to not come in and chat, but yeah, no, it's one of those things that Topher, I wouldn't want to talk to anyone after that Topher either.
No, neither would I. I would want to be thinking about anything at all aside from Final Fantasy I Randomizer.
Yeah.
But while we do have the slight break, waiting to get Pickles and Beer in here to talk about this nonsense that we just saw.
In the waiting room?
And remind everyone what we have coming up later tonight on this very channel. At 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on RPG Limit Break, we do have an Archipelago exhibition with FFR and Time Spinner. So that is going to be a good one to watch. I would encourage anyone to stick around in just 43 minutes for that.
And that sound means we do have a Pickles and Beer joining us in the booth. GG, Pickles. We cannot hear you if you are saying things. Pickles?
Actually, I probably have my volume off.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
now
did.
we can hear you, Pickles.
There you are. So, about that time that you both lit up Defeat Kraken... Okay, we lost him again.
But we do have technical difficulties. Those are always here in the clutch.
Mm-hmm. We might need to get him dragged back up here. There we go.
Hey, that's better.
There we go. All right.
Yep. It helps if you plug the USB in for the headset.
It does. All right. So about the time that you both lit up Defeat Kraken with Brack within seconds of each other, how are you feeling?
I was ready for it to be over.
So,
I was done at that point.
so, all right. Question: why did you go to Ordeals?
Looking for a ribbon.
All right. Makes sense.
And I feel like I misplaced a location.
Yeah, the incentive ribbon was at Lefane.
Probably turned the slab in, or translated it, and never went there.
So wait, where'd you find a second ribbon?
I didn't. I found one ribbon in Ordeals. A loose one. Yeah, I got bailed out, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
why you were looking for incentives. We completely missed that you had not taken the trip up to Lefane with all of the other shenanigans that were going on during this race.
Honestly, I don't remember. I don't think I did. I'm thinking I'm getting a little seed bleed from the spring tournament practice race that we did right before this.
Yeah, that was... I had
I mean-
to forfeit out of that one because I needed to be able to talk about this one. And
Either way, that second ribbon was the difference maker at the end.
Well, I didn't actually have a ribbon at Topher. That sure would have been nice.
yeah,
I
so
saw-
you had to have missed going up to Lefane then because...
Okay, I could have sworn you had one, but whatever. You
Well, we know
lived.
fryteeth had it. We probably just assumed while all of Ice Cave was happening that Pickles had also done that turn-in because that's an easy
Yeah.
one to do, but also an easy one to put off and then forget that you put it off. And
Yeah, come
like,
to think
oh,
of
I
it,
checked, there was nothing.
I don't think I went there. Now that I think about it, or yeah, I don't think I did. I'm having some serious seed confusion now.
We were trying to figure it out. We thought maybe you were looking for the tail. We couldn't figure out why you wanted to promote, but
I reset out of the tail. That was somewhere.
It would have must have been at Astos.
Waterfall. Oh, that's yeah. It was
Yeah.
Astos. I reset right out of it.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. We saw you go to Astos, we saw you reset, and then we saw you go to Ordeals. And because we thought that you had gotten the ribbon from Lefane, we figured, oh, okay, Astos must have had the canal, and for some reason he wants the ribbon, maybe to arm that thief as a backup? But he has a 42 black belt, so
Oh yeah, that was black belt all the way.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nope,
so-
that was a miss. That was a misplay. Looking for a ribbon, checking those chests, hoping for a loose one.
Which you got bailed out on.
Actually, checking those, hoping in case I missed something. If that wasn't the incentive ribbon, hoping I might get a second one too. So, yeah, I guess it worked out. Yeah, I saw that we lit the defeat Kraken with Brack at the same time. He lit up the sell the ribbon at probably 2 seconds before I lit up the wolves tile.
Yeah.
And there was another one too. Where they were kind of... It might have been the thief.
Yeah.
I think
So-
you two got at
And-
about the same time, but in a very different way.
Yeah, so you both went for the eye grind, but Fryteeth, we're not sure if he caught an off-tile encounter or if he slipped, but wound up getting his black belt wiped out by the undead. I can't remember what they had that murdered the black belt.
From what chat was saying, they just punched the black belt
Hey.
down.
This race hit hard.
Yeah, so he wound up testing the waters with the Agama, and the Agama had stun in some form or another.
There's
he
a lot
wound-
of nasty stuff.
So
All the dragons had something.
Yeah, so what fryteeth wound up doing was he took the eye grind to about level... fryteeth in chat confirming it was an off-tile encounter. Yeah, so what he wound up doing is he wound up taking the black belt to like 28 or so, and then leaving Ice Cave, doing a bunch of stuff, and then finishing out his grind with the Hall of Dragons, once he had a black belt that could take a hit.
Yeah, that was a good play at that point. Yeah, I only went to ice. I only did the eye grind because I found that light axe, put it on the black belt, and just in case I hit something nasty, I could just use the light axe rather than try to run.
Yeah, so it was one of those situations. He got his thief up to 25 off of the eye, and you got your thief to 25. I think you also went to Hall of Dragons to get your thief to 25.
Yep, and the black belt, trying to get as many charges of Brack as I could.
Yeah. So it was one of those things. Your first attempt at Kraken going downhill is kind of what equalized your situations, and the main difference being that fryteeth didn't have that black belt at 42. I think he wound up taking his black belt to 38 and then going for Topher. So, fryteeth, since you're here, you made the right play given what happened. You basically just said, I'm not going to go for the full grind, I'm going to get my black belt's levels to good enough, and then I'm going to keep moving and count on picking up levels on the way. And then if I need to do another grind, I'll at least not need to go do all of my objectives. You played this seed given that unfortunate event as well as you possibly could have from that point.
And the two of you gave us a very close race, too. Fryteeth was actually the first through Kraken 2 by a few seconds.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that, because we both lit our last tile within a couple seconds, and I was like, oh man, the race is on.
Yeah, and one of you did a power cycle and the other did a soft reset because you were also on completely different places in the encounter table going through Topher just to make things a little bit more interesting here.
I did not hard reset, and man, some of those unrunnables, like the unrunnable metal slimes, that was like I had enough of those.
Yeah, fryteeth, did you power cycle, or were you both just on different parts in a soft reset loop? Because it's one of those things, like, what it came down to is you had the 42 black belt, and fryteeth didn't. And yeah, fryteeth confirming he did power cycle. So, basically, you... Because, Kraken 2 had crack. So, fryteeth was down to his black belt after Kraken 2. Whereas, you saw that first turn hit and then obliterated him with your black belt. So, that's really where that was the point where things diverged, is fryteeth lost his thief and black mage on Kraken 2.
Yep, then I was gambling, trying to run through the chaos floor before healing, and that bit me.
Yeah, what got you? Because our eyes were on fryteeth as you were going through the chaos floor, and then I looked back and everyone was dead.
Something had damage poison. I'm pretty sure it was damage poison. Yeah, and that hurt.
Yeah, no, that is a completely reasonable thing to have gone wrong. So yeah, no, it's one of those things that's possibly the closest I've seen so far calling these races in this tournament. In spite of everything. Alright, and Link Shot confirming in chat it was the nightmares that had poison.
Oh, that's right, yeah, that's the nightmare evil land tile. Or encounter, yeah. Yep.
Alright. But yeah, as Autumn has been reminding us, in about Actually, wait, is it in about half an hour that we've got that thing?
We've got 33 minutes before that.
Alright, well, we might as well free up the channel to give folks a chance to get everything, to make sure everything's set up for that. So, Pickles, you have any last thoughts? Fryteeth, if you want to throw any last thoughts up in chat, we'll happily read them.
Just GG to fryteeth. That was watching the tiles. Looked like it was pretty close the whole way. It was fun. Glad it's over. Was started getting a little tilted there after that first failed dive to Brat Kraken, and I'm like, oh man, this not fun anymore.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can get shoom-bobbied. But, yeah, Autumn?
And thanks to all you for putting this on.
Autumn, I'll give you the last word, since this was your first time sitting in the comm booth for Final Fantasy Randomizer. But before we sign off, just to kind of repeat what she's been saying this whole time, at the top of the hour, we've got an exhibition on this very channel of the upcoming Final Fantasy Randomizer's Time Spinner Randomizer Archipelago Tournament.
Yeah, I did not realize that was going to be a tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be a thing. A thing that I will watch and not participate in, but a thing nonetheless. But, that being said, thanks again to Math Girl for handling the restream. Ada for handling our tracking. Autumn for letting me bully her into the booth and doing a fantastic job. And Autumn, take us home.
All right. Yeah, I just also want to thank RPG Limit Break for putting on so many of our shows here. We definitely enjoy being able to bring you all these FFR Dabs matches and any future events as well. Well, thank you for dragging me into the booth on a new game for me to commentate. It's just like riding a bike, except someone switched out the tires, and it definitely doesn't ride exactly the way I expect. But I'm always up to spout some nonsense. Go ahead and give our runners a follow. They put on one heck of a show here. And while you're at it, follow our tracker and our restreamer as well. With that, we will go ahead and hand the channel back over to RPG Limit Break to get set up for that exhibition. I have been Autumn Out of Habit, joined by Woat. And everybody have a good night or time zone appropriate time.